It's not just harsh words getting caught in the U.S. global trade crosshairs. It's also corn and farmers. U.S. farmers, particularly in the state of Nebraska, have been hard hit by Trump's China tariffs. Our next guest has been serving on the front lines of the trade battle, representing the Cornhusker State, a.k.a. Nebraska, after traveling to both Mexico and China on multiple trade missions. We welcome Governor Pete Ricketts in a Fox Business exclusive, who is about to skedaddle out of that chair and get to Eppley Airfield to meet President Trump when he finally lands, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very excited to have the president back in the Midwest.
We will get you out of the chair on time, definitely. All right, let's first turn to your missions that you've been to China on, and it's been a very, very tense and thin, tight wire that you've been walking to try and continue to have good relations between your farmers and China, and also abiding by what the president really feels, and that is that China has been treating us unfairly. What have you been doing, and how have you done it?
Well, we've actually got people over in China right now, again, trying to continue to have good relationships, as you mentioned. We've also been talking to the administration to encourage them to try and get these trade deals wrapped up as quickly as possible. But I got to tell you, Liz, you know, when I talk to farmers, they're patriots. Not one of them has told me that we need to capitulate to China. What they're telling me is they're buying more storage. So I think there is a window of opportunity here to be able to get these things worked out. I don't think farmers' patience is going to be endless, but we would like to see this get resolved as quickly as possible.
That, you're still waiting on a resolution. You'll have the president's ear, certainly. What would you say if you get a moment to talk to him about what is a standoff?
Well, I would first of all congratulate on getting USMCA done, because Canada and Mexico are two of our top trading partners, and so that is fantastic. And then encourage him, just, again, I'll tell him what I've been telling you, which is farmers are hanging with him right now. They're buying more storage. They don't want to sell because the price of soybeans, for example, is off by a couple of bucks. But their patience isn't going to be forever. We really do need to make progress on this, and that's what I encourage the president to do. You know, people get that China has been taking advantage of our intellectual property, and that needs to be fixed. But we need to get that resolved.
Okay, we can't warm up frosty trade relations right now between you and me, but we can certainly talk about the news that just broke, I want to say, about 11 minutes ago, and that is, it appears to be official. Senator Chuck Grassley is saying that President Trump has formally said that this blend of ethanol, the E15, that has more corn within it, will be year-round available versus having to have that moment where it stops during the summer months. What does that mean to corn farmers in Nebraska?
Well, that's really a big deal. It's, first of all, a big deal for consumers because they'll save money at the pump, they'll help clean up the air, but it's also something that's going to be great for our farmers here in the Midwest as well. You know, we're practicing the Saudi Arabia of corn right here in Nebraska, and that's a big deal. It could mean the potential of up to, when it's fully phased in, additional demand for 2 billion bushels of corn, and that'll help support our low commodity prices. You know, corn has dropped off from a high of maybe $7 and change just a few years ago down to $3 and change now, and it really is hard to make money when it's below $4. So some support for that price will really help all of our farmers to be able to be break-even or profitable.
Well, we're at 364 right now. I know it looks strange on the chart, but that's the way the decimal points go. You'd love to see that higher. This may do it if there's more demand, because it could increase demand by about 2 billion bushels of corn. But you just mentioned being the Saudi Arabia of corn. Oh, well, what, you know, West Virginia is the Saudi Arabia of coal. Saudi Arabia is finding itself in a very tough position lately. It has to diversify. How are you getting Nebraska to diversify beyond this perception that you guys are just a Cornhusker state?
Yeah, agriculture makes up a little over 20% of our overall state economy, but manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, makes it up about 13%. And so, for example, on Friday, I was flying around the state talking about Manufacturing Day, declaring it Manufacturing Month in Nebraska, and really highlighting all the great careers we have in manufacturing, so our young people know about that. They can pursue that in their education. Really, starting as young as 7th and 8th grade, we've got grant programs to help with that. The key thing is that's a great career path for young people who are interested. Manufacturing really isn't your grandfather's manufacturing anymore. It's all high tech.